Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in Braunau am Inn, Austria. He is widely regarded as one of the most infamous figures in world history. As the leader of the Nazi Party and the Chancellor and dictator of Germany from 1933 to 1945, Hitler was responsible for initiating World War II and overseeing the Holocaust, leading to the deaths of millions of people. Born into a middle-class family, Hitler was the fourth of 6 children. His father was a strict and authoritarian figure, while his mother was gentle and nurturing. Although Hitler showed academic promise during his early years, his rebellious nature clashed with the rigid discipline enforced at home and in school. His father's death when Hitler was 13 years old left a profound impact on him, exacerbating his feelings of resentment and detachment. These formative experiences, combined with the socio-political climate of the time, contributed to the development of Hitler's deeply ingrained authoritarianism and desire for power and control. In 1907, at the age of 18, Hitler left his hometown and moved to Vienna with the hope of pursuing a career as an artist. He had applied to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts but was rejected twice, which was a significant disappointment for him. During this period, Hitler struggled to make a living and lived a bohemian lifestyle, residing in cheap accommodations and relying on occasional financial support from his family. Hitler immersed himself in the cultural and political atmosphere of Vienna, a city known for its artistic and intellectual movements but also for its rising ethnic tensions and anti-Semitism. Hitler developed a particular interest in the works of anti-Semitic writers and thinkers, absorbing their ideas and incorporating them into his own developing ideology. He began to blame Jews for various societal problems, considering them a threat to the German-speaking population and what he perceived as the Aryan race. To sustain himself financially, Hitler took on odd jobs, including selling his artwork and working as a casual laborer. He also spent much of his time studying and reading, delving into topics such as history, politics, and philosophy. In 1913, Hitler relocated to Munich, Germany, and when World War I broke out in 1914, he volunteered for the German army and served as a soldier. He joined the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment and was initially stationed on the Western Front. Hitler proved to be a dedicated and brave soldier, earning the Iron Cross, a prestigious German military decoration, for his actions in the Battle of Ypres in 1914. He was later promoted to the rank of corporal and served as a regimental headquarters runner. Throughout the war, Hitler displayed loyalty and obedience to his superiors, which garnered him their respect. During his service, Hitler was wounded twice. In October 1916, he was injured by shrapnel during the Battle of the Somme, and in October 1918, he was temporarily blinded in a mustard gas attack. The second injury occurred shortly before the armistice that ended the war. The defeat of Germany in the war deeply affected Hitler, and he blamed various groups, including Jews and communists, for betraying the country. These resentments and his longing for a stronger Germany laid the groundwork for his political ambitions. In 1919, Hitler joined the German Workers' Party, which later became the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party. He quickly rose through the ranks due to his exceptional oratory skills and charisma, and in 1920, he became the party's leader. Hitler's ability to captivate audiences with his impassioned speeches and nationalist rhetoric attracted a significant following, particularly among disenchanted and economically struggling Germans. Throughout the 1920s, Hitler and the Nazi Party steadily gained popularity, largely fueled by their opposition to the Treaty of Versailles, which had imposed harsh terms on Germany following World War I. Hitler's extremist ideology, outlined in his book Mein Kampf, My Struggle, combined radical nationalism, anti-Semitism, and a belief in Aryan racial superiority. He advocated for the establishment of a totalitarian state and the eradication of perceived enemies, particularly Jews and other minority groups. In 1933, Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany by President Paul von Hindenburg. Within a short period, he consolidated power by dismantling democratic institutions and establishing a fascist regime. Hitler implemented a series of repressive measures, such as the Enabling Act, which gave him dictatorial authority, and the Night of the Long Knives, during which he purged the Nazi Party of potential rivals and dissenters. Under Hitler's leadership, Germany embarked on an aggressive expansionist policy, seeking to establish a greater German Reich through territorial conquest. In 1938, Hitler orchestrated the annexation of Austria and later pursued the occupation of Czechoslovakia and Poland. These actions ultimately led to the outbreak of World War II. When the war broke out in September 1939, Hitler, having already consolidated his power within Germany, was determined to fulfill his expansionist ambitions. Hitler saw war as a means to acquire territories and resources that would secure Germany's future. In the early stages of the war, Hitler's military strategies proved successful. Germany swiftly invaded and conquered Denmark, Norway, the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. These early victories bolstered Hitler's confidence in his military commanders and his belief in the superiority of the German armed forces. Hitler then turned his attention to the east. In June 1941, he launched Operation Barbarossa, a massive invasion of the Soviet Union. The campaign initially progressed well for the Germans, as they advanced deep into Soviet territory, capturing major cities and inflicting heavy losses on the Red Army. However, the harsh Russian winter, along with the Soviet Union's vast resources and resilience, turned the tide against the Germans. The Battle of Stalingrad, from August 1942 to February 1943, marked a significant turning point in the war. The Soviet victory dealt a severe blow to Hitler's plans for dominance in the East. As the war progressed, Hitler's leadership began to show signs of strategic errors and tactical blunders. His interference in military operations, such as the failed attempt to capture Moscow and the diversion of resources to other fronts, strained the German war machine. Hitler's stubborn refusal to listen to his generals, and his belief in his own military intuition undermined the effectiveness of the German high command. Meanwhile, Hitler pursued his genocidal ambitions through the implementation of the final solution. The Nazis systematically exterminated 6 million Jews, along with millions of other victims, in what became known as the Holocaust. Hitler's anti-Semitic ideology fueled these atrocities, with concentration camps and death camps operating throughout Nazi-occupied Europe. In the latter years of the war, the tide turned further against Hitler and his allies. The United States, the Soviet Union, and the British Empire formed a formidable alliance, collectively known as the Allies, and launched successful offensives on multiple fronts. The D-Day landings in June 1944 marked the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. As Allied forces closed in on Germany in 1945, Hitler retreated to his bunker in Berlin. Realizing that the war was lost, he married his longtime companion Eva Braun and, on April 30, 1945, both committed suicide. Hitler's death marked the end of the Nazi regime, and Germany surrendered unconditionally a week later. Adolf Hitler's legacy remains one of infamy, as he is recognized as a symbol of hatred, fascism, and the consequences of unchecked power. His actions and ideology have left an indelible mark on history, serving as a stark reminder of the importance of safeguarding democratic principles and human rights. The Holocaust, in particular, stands as a testament to the horrors that can arise when prejudice and intolerance go unchecked. Thanks for joining us. Remember to subscribe for more fascinating biographies.